We live?
We good, Bobby?
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it for, being here this morning. We're gonna move forward with our meeting, but before we move forward with all our meetings, I gave, passed the baton to, Jeff Burnett to say a few words in our language to, wish us a good day and a good meeting. Good.
What we're doing anyway, Mommy, look, what I was in the fire, the room up with the dinner. How about the gunny cover? Okay, man, BP Manekla, our buggy to be a same man who go. Anyway, the new tomorrow need initiation. Before I begin this prayer, I want to explain that I am not a first language speaker, but I do study this language. The language that I got here is a prayer that an elder had passed on, so I took it down and I want to share it with you guys today. So, uju bije manidu, tuku misanani gimi show misanani gesh peming manidu. Kawa babi gani kag, obi manan, iti minig bao pagdiye sema. Our white tribal leaders have passed this tobacco and asked me to speak for the people. A pegishingu, minno mani dogi, ijawadu ziva nungum. We're asking them good spirits that they be kind and generous today. Yahweh mawishinam minawa bizindawishinam nu omanum gum, dagagi gemanidu. Creator, show loving kindness to us again. Listen to us here now, please. We are pitiful, we are poor. We need to gain it. Carefully and in a good way we do this. I want to say Jimmy Witch to our tribal leaders for passing this tobacco. Jimmy Witch, DJ Maligug. Jimmy Witch. Look, Omisanani, Jimmy Shomisanan, Nani, Ishpeming Maligug. Jimmy Witch. Panesiwa Guabanum, Yawanum, Indabinum, Iwedanum. Jimmy Witch. Ni Mamana Ati. Big Witch. Oh.
Okay, we'll have meeting to order. It is 9:34 a.m. I go into roll call, please.
District 1, here. District 2, here. District 3.
Here.
We have a quorum.
That we do have a quorum. Next up is review and approve of the agenda. Any additions or deletions?
Chairman, if I could add a signatory request under new business for transit for funding of the transit facility.
Under new business?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Chairman, I'd also like to add the UI number for code.
Okay, finance wants to add the UIE number for COLA.
Chairman, I'd request to add a legal contract under executive session, section C, legal updates.
Okay, and then also
So, Mr. Chairman, that would be my request on behalf of Urban for executive session.
okay, thank you. Anything else, council?
I don't think this thing's working. Mr. Chairman, I would like to, I have to check with Tracy first and see that was Heidi able to look at for that phase 2 of the elder homeowner repair thing? Was Heidi able to look and see if we had see what we had available for funds?
No, but I can have her.
We can add it for executive.
Yeah, I'll
You got it?
look at it.
Okay, elder home repair.
Yeah, phase 2.
Any other additions or deletions? If none, I'd like to hear a motion.
It's not raining, it's little. Motion.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Henry. All in favor?
Aye.
Annie?
I said aye.
Thank you. All right, next up is review and approve the meeting minutes for 5/31 of 24.
All motion.
Motion by Henry for the meeting minutes for 5/31 of 24. Second by Eugene. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is the Waiters Council Builders.
Mr. Chairman, before they go, can I say a few words?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay, this is my last meeting and I just want to say Chimi Gwitch to all the members and I want to say it's been my pleasure working with everyone, especially Maria, Stacy, Loretta, Aisha. You all been great. And I wish you all the best. And Mr. LaRock, I want to thank you for always being there when I needed you, always listening. And I wish you all the best. Chimigwich, Gigawabam, and you.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you for those words.
Yeah, we did. This is working, man. I guess, Chairman, I'd just like to, thank Annie for her service to us. I mean, it's been a pleasure the last 2 years working with her, so I just want to put that out. We wish Annie and, move on to something that you want to do. I know you wanted to do this really bad, so, good luck. Big wish.
We had a pretty busy month last month with, or this month here with the fall and such. I want to say, okay. I want to say thank you to the judge also for, having our programs to work together in this, the parade event and stuff. Every year you see all the departments putting their floats and everything together, and I think it's a really good thing that there's some team building going on at those times. More than team building within the organization. It's so fun to see everybody working together as a team, get their floats ready and stuff like that. Used to be a time where we had team challenges and stuff like that. We haven't had that very much lately, and I think that's something we need to look at. And just to get those our departments working together and stuff. So, but I'll move on to, we had a good turnout for the powwow. Our elders booth was totally fantastic. Kelly and the guys put it together, and we didn't have to worry about the wind, the rain, or anything this year. It was nice and sturdy. It kept us cool. And I want to say thank you to the departments that did give donations and stuff that we were able to draw a raffle for. We had a good turnout. We had a lot of visitors, visiting Elders Group this year. That was really nice. We've got a lot of things coming up in the future that we'd like to look at. We know that our elders lawn care, they do the lawn, the main thing. We know that they're limited to what they can do and stuff like that. But we're looking at trying to build a small crew to do that weeding and the necessary things for our elders that are either disabled or can't get around very good and stuff like that. So that's what we're trying to gear up for this year, is just looking at those elders that are homebound that really can't get out, participate in a lot of stuff, and are struggling at home with keeping up with their repairs and stuff like that. So we're still working on that team building as far as getting a younger elders group together to help out those in the community that need those small repairs that I know our other programs can't do because they're either too small, they don't have enough time. So they're nice, easy fixes, and we should be able to do that too for ourselves. And that's what we're aimed at trying to do this year is instead of keep on asking, we want to start helping ourselves with it, so that though sometimes we're going to need a little backing on materials and stuff, but that's our goal, is to be able to not have to reach out as much, be able to recruit from some of our upcoming elders to help out in small areas of repairs and people that need help, stuff like that. But we also want to see if there is some way that the council could look and adopt something that would do with the elder getting on their bus transportation. They're having struggling trying to get back and forth, grocery shopping and stuff with it. We know we get a discount for the bus passes and stuff like that, but sometimes those just aren't enough for as many trips as they have to take grocery stores and in town to do a little socializing and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if there's anything that you can look at, but we appreciate it if you kind of look back and see how we can take care of those problems. And we're looking forward to Boise for this Sunday. We got a group of elders tonight, the Boise Fort. So far we got like dozens of them signed up, so we'll see how good that turns out. And then Urban's got a picnic going on down in Minneapolis that they invited us to in the second weekend of July here. So we're looking at that right now too, see if we can maybe go down there and crash their party. But that's what all we got for right now. I'm just saving up everything for next month for the quarterly meeting. So thank you very much.
For this Sunday?
Yes.
No, next
No,
Sunday.
it's next Sunday. I'm sorry. Next Sunday.
Well, thank you, Tim, for the report. And, I had a conversation yesterday morning too with Felicia Ballinger from the Elders program about, initiating and looking at and reviewing some of the current monies that we allocate to not only our elders, but our constituents that are, coming in looking for food vouchers and other things. I know that with inflation moving up and the way cost of goods are moving up, it's like something that we're going to have to look at our divisions and our finances that we're going to have to adjust appropriately. Like you said, the buses, the transportation, how can we assist more with individuals that are our constituents that are trying to get from A to B and also get assistance with not only food and other programs that can assist them. So I think that's important. So we would should thank you for that report.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to make a comment. I know that we got that bus we got you guys' new bus at the office, and just basically, we want to work out a couple other things, and I'll have to talk to Tracy later about this. I know they were asking if there was a gas card in that bus for you guys to utilize, but I think we'd have to take a look at that and see what we wanted to do. If we were going to provide a gas card for that bus, how where the funds would come to pay for the gas for the bus. And I think we can sit down and work that out at a time, because I know Sam be really frustrated because he would come get the bus and he would go somewhere and he couldn't find your trailer, Colleen, to put gas in it to go where you need it to go. And if whoever's using it, they're kind of restrained by that, putting gas in it. And I know the bus doesn't get very good gas mileage, but we have to work on that as far as the gas card in there. The other thing is if you guys could, if you as the co-lead could organize what they would say is there once or twice a month, you could use the bus to sign up some elders if they wanted to take a ride to Walmart or wanted to go somewhere to do grocery shopping, or whatever they needed to do. So, I mean, that's something that you guys can set up also. So, for that, so.
Great, that sounds like a good idea. Also, Curtis, there's the bus policy that you had wrote up. I don't think it's being enforced a little bit too much. The last person that used the bus before we got the bus for the parade and stuff like that, the bus was pretty well trashed. There was wrappers all over it. I'm sure you heard of it, stuff like that. But we'd like to make an amendment to that bus that you wrote up and maybe include that whoever uses it must fill out that mileage thing so we know who used it last, where they went, and on the return trip and stuff, and to make sure that gas is put back in there. Because sometimes, when we get there, the gas is empty, the bus is dirty and stuff like that. And I think we need, whoever's using it. And I personally believe that bus should be utilized for both youth and elder. I'm all for that. But I also believe there should be some responsibility that goes with it, as far as making sure that the fuel's where it was and making sure that it's pretty clean. Thank you.
Larry, you have something? Yeah, Larry has something.
Talking about this, let's see, you're talking about this elders, that, okay? We have to get a ride from here to the rediscovery place yesterday, okay? I come up here, that elder bus is sitting over there. When I come back from there at 3:30, the bus was sitting out here and it stayed here till 6:30, and you had 4 elders sitting there waiting. That one elder is Bernard. He's not even a native. But Sam bring him over here, because that's Sam's flunky when he goes to do that food bank. Okay? Now, you're talking about these elders. Everything I ever hear from anybody is elders. What the hell are you guys gonna do about the elders? I got Colleen Bettenbauer over there saying I went on one trip. Now she don't bitching about me going on 2 trips to Boise Fort, and I went to Grand Portage. And that woman gets on every damn bus that leaves here. She goes somewhere. So you better talk to her too. She needs a good time to replace her. Okay? You tell Sam, where's Sam at?
I have no idea where Sam is, Larry. And I do. I talked to Larry. He's got some concerns that we have that need to be addressed at our meeting.
That bus was not used but for 4 people. Yesterday, there was 4 people got on that bus at 6:30.
I feel like this.
You have to sit there and wait for the guy to get done gambling.
Thank you, Larry. We'll address that.
All right, you look into that and we'll see what you're gonna do about that.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you for the report, Kim. Next up, we have the Elders Commission. Okay.
I'm Becky, District 2 representative for the Elders Commission. Our last meeting was in Ada Wash. We had any visitors check out to see what our actual job was, and they were interested in the positions that are coming up. We also had Tim Brindle. He showed us the food shelf, the upcoming food shelf, and gave us a tour of the space that they're using. We're pretty amazed with that. There's not a lot going on except for the election coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been getting ready for the election. We're We have 3 spots coming up for election, 2 district, 2 representatives, and are at large. So every 2 years we will have a election. So in 2 years, it'll be District 1 and District 3. So we've been preparing for that and checking with Christie and making sure that we're going by the bylaws and getting the flyers out. So filing was from June 17th to July 1st, so that's coming up. So filing's almost done. I'm aware that there's 3 people on file so far. So yeah, we've been just kind of busy with that and getting ready for the election. Other than that, we don't have a lot to report this week. Yeah.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you for the report and appreciate it. Okay, next up we have old business. We have resolution proposed amendments to White Conservation Code, Tamarack Refuge.
Can you hear me okay without a mic? Or-
No, they can't hear you online.
Oh,
This one's really bad.
morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is just a continuation. We posted the code online and received some public comment. And that time has lapsed, and now we're in a position where we're ready to vote. Decide if you want to enact the Tamarack National Wildlife Refuge Ordinance.
Okay, and it's good. Very, it's good to go. Okay, council, do you have any questions or any concerns? I think the next step is to go get into the co-stewardship agreement, and that's coming up when during about a month.
We're currently working on that. We just had our last meeting a couple weeks ago, and we're having another meeting right after the holiday next week. So that's underway. And then I think yourself, Chairman, and the Regional Director for Fish and Wildlife are meeting later in July to discuss the MOA and how things are going.
Thank you, Jay.
I guess I had a few questions regarding the new the wildlife ordinance. Is this gonna eventually eliminate the double permitting process then through the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and then with the tribe? Yeah, it will. Okay. That's the only question I had. Anyway.
Thank you, Eugene. Okay, council, I guess I'd like to take official action on this of adopting the new ordinance, or is it like amendments?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last part.
Is it a new ordinance or is it?
Yes, we are amending the old ordinance and the conservation code, so
Okay.
this is replacing.
Okay, we're amending the conservation code. Thank you. A motion from the council. Motion by Eugene.
Second.
Second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, and thank you for your hard work for that. Okay, next up we have transit, Ronnie.
We're in new business. So the request from transit is a request for additional funding. So it's basically a request from transit to get funding from 2 different sources. One is the fiscal year 2023, and then transit would need to apply and then use those funds if awarded. And then they want to essentially appropriate the funding that they already received for the fiscal year 2024 funds, and use part of that funding to also supplement the building of the transit facility in Wabash. And so this one could have gone on the consensus agenda. It just came in a little bit after that time frame. So that's the scope of what transit's requesting, and it sounds like it's an okay request, and I think that it would be fine for the council to approve.
Any questions, council?
Ronnie, is this it right here?
Yep, that's the one, yes.
Try to give it some time for the council to take a look at it. Quick, Chairman? Let's take a look at it quick.
Oh, since there's no map,
And my understanding from Mr. Bowman is that the $610,000 for the fiscal year 2023 FTA 5311C funds is something that is already sort of set aside and is, I guess, earmarked for White Earth Transit. We just need to apply for it and accept it and then spend it consistent with that. That's my understanding now.
Again,
Yeah, they're just asking to apply for a new grant, right?
I think it's a grant that they basically already have, but it's also then to use the funding that they've already received from the fiscal year 2024 funding, and then also supplement it with the fiscal year 2023 funding.
Okay.
And I've had a conversation with Transit on this as well. What it is they get operating funds from FTA every year. And they can take part of their operating funds and allocate it towards their capital project instead of their operating. And I've talked to James, I believe it was, and said, I think we would be okay with that as long as you have enough left over in your operating to cover your actual operating expenses, as long as it doesn't hurt the general fund. And I was told that, yeah, they have enough left in operating to be able to operate efficiently in the next year while still redistributing this to their capital expenditures.
Okay, Chairman, I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mike LaRock,
Second.
second by Eugene, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Veronica.
Like,
Okay, next up is the consent agenda.
How we have that new IEN.
We can talk about that.
If you had that, did you?
That's basically right now in SAMS.gov. COLA has their own UEI, which is a unique entity identification number. It's basically for applying for grants. COLA has one and the RBC has one. And every year we have to reapply and they get a little harder and harder to get every year. And they don't like that COLA and RBC have the same address. So what we are asking is that we're getting rid of COLAs and putting them under RBCs. So that we apply for the same grants, the same funding runs through the same channels that the RBC does. And the BIE is okay with it. We're happy with it. So we just need Chairman Cities to saying that, yeah, we want to do it.
Trace, is that gonna cause any issues if like, say, one of our government employees is contracted at COLA, would they still be able to hold a contract there while being employed through the RBC?
Yep, it's just like we do now. They're already on our payroll, so they're run through this way. If we have a government employee that wants to do contracts at COLA, it's the same thing like an RBC employee that wants to do a contract at the RBC. It just has to be a different scope of work than what their normal duties are. Kind of the same rules, because they're technically already an employee of the government. They're just on COLA.
Okay, we would for the clarification.
Okay, the motion would be to move COLA's old number or our number, our new EI number, IE number.
Something UTI.
Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Jason. Okay, next up is the consent agenda, and it's one page. I'll go down it. For administration, we have the second annual Winter Sturgeon Moon Powell Budget Service Agreement. Beaver Health, we have the CEMIG grant application resolution. The prevention grant for GRK 916, 3,000 resolution. We have economic development, we have the 8th Fire Solar Letter of Support. Education, we have license renewal for AH. Amendment number 2, Minnesota Department of Education. Joint Powers Agreement, we have the amendment for Fresh Fruit and Vegetables Program. MDE, amendment number 3 to COLA BIE School Operations Grant. Independent Contractor Consulting Agreement. General Fund allocation for Division of Professional Development. We have Finance, we have the White Earth Family Treatment Remodel Outpatient Facility Certification of substantial completion. 206, 210 Main Street, demolition notice of award, Elbow Lake Community Center project resolution. We have the SWIFT contract. We have the injury prevention cooperation agreement, conflict, tribal, sub-award agreement for $50,000. We have CMS Medicaid Part A enrollment form. For Human Services, we have Department of Health and Human Services Office of Family Violence Prevention Services and Resolution. We have long-term homeless supportive services grant contract amendment for the Workforce Center grant and resolution. So that's what's on our consent agenda. So I'll be asking if we have any questions or concerns, please. Otherwise, I'll be asking for a motion.
Chairman?
Yes,
I'd
please.
like to, for the letter of support under economic development, bring that into executive session for discussion.
Thank you, Lori. I was gonna say the same thing.
All right.
Okay, we'll scratch that and move that into executive. But other than that, can you get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Rocky, say aye.
Yep.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today for this session and joining the breakfast, having breakfast with us. And I appreciate all our membership that came in today and got to visit us. And
Mr. Chairman, we have a ratification that we didn't do, so.
okay, we have to do ratification for Chang afterwards. That would be.
For the Powell.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ratification also for the 156th annual treaties celebration Powell budget and contracts. Get a motion for that.
Motion.
Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Henry. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. And once again, I thank everyone for coming today and having breakfast with us. We're going to go into executive session, so a motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Henry, all in favor?